Hey guys, it's Nolan from Windermere here with your Kitsap weekly update, and just your friendly reminder that if you're in the market to buy or sell a home here in the Kitsap or surrounding areas, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. Now let's check out the update. Okay, let's start out and take a look at our pocket stats. This week we have 441 total active units. The average sale price, $667,000 and some change. Average list price, $676,000 and some change. The average days on market, 50 days, and 71 went pending this week. Let's compare that to last week. So the average list price, $686,000. Average sale price, $678,000 last week. Now if we look at this week, we can see about a $10,000 drop there. But another thing I noticed is there was 57 pending last week. This week we have 71. So slightly conflicting there. Hard to say exactly where things are at with that, but those are some numbers to keep an eye on. And then here's a closer look at the specific price ranges from this week. As we can see, between 300 and $1 million really that's our bulk of everything, when really 500 to 749 is where the majority of things are sitting. And looking at these same numbers from last week, really not much of a difference. Things look very similar there. Okay, first of all, just wanted to touch base on the 30-year fixed rate mortgage rates. As you can see, they fell a fair amount this week, from over 6.85 down to 6.7. And if we zoom out and look at the year, low point here right around 6, high point over here around 7.5, just for some reference. So we're sitting about 6.7 right now. And then touching base with a little bit of shipyard news, the fork in the road buyout offer that's been in the news lately. In reading this article, fewer than 2% have opted to participate in the deferred resignation program, which is around 300 workers. So that's something to watch to see if that number continues to grow or what happens with that. And another medical facility here in Bremerton, which I think is great, the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Partners to open a hybrid ER urgent care facility in Bremerton. So just reading over this briefly, a combined emergency room and urgent care clinic. They're planning to start accepting patients as soon as next week. This is what they announced in a ceremony on Wednesday. And this is hailed to be the first facility of its kind in the state, a dual-purpose medical facility. It's going to be up on Kitsap Way, and it's expected to address the shortage of urgent care facilities and reduce reliance on the county's lone emergency department in Silverdale. As we know, losing our Harrison Hospital here in Bremerton has been tough, and it looks like the other facility over by Lowe's in East Bremerton is coming along very, very soon too. I would imagine that's opening this year as well. Patients seeking care at the clinic will be triaged into either emergency department or urgent care, depending on the severity of their condition. Officials say this will create a no wrong door approach, eliminating guesswork for patients and reducing medical costs. I'll post all these links down below if you want to read more into all of this, but that's pretty much the gist of it. I think that's good news. Bremerton Airport study shows demand for commercial services. This is interesting. The latest results of the feasibility study for the Bremerton National Airport reveal that commercial passenger services have enough demand for further investigation and that cargo services should not be pursued. So the gist of this is that they are considering potentially commercial options out of the Bremerton Airport, but it doesn't sound like cargo would be worthwhile because of the proximity to major highways. And then down a little further here, they mentioned how there is some concern about the quality of life, traffic congestion. Of course, that would be a big change there if they did do that. The Board of Commissioners is expected to vote on whether to proceed with the phase 2 of the study at the future meeting. And then some kind of bummer news in Silverdale. A couple of businesses will be closing, the Columbia Factory Store and Party City. It sounds like Party City has already closed, but the Columbia Factory Store will be closing, so there's probably some good sales going on there. I guess that's a side note of positivity, but we'll have to wait and see what other businesses come in there. I know that there's a Las Vegas group that has purchased the mall, and we haven't talked too much about that, but I'll be monitoring that and seeing what news we have coming out with what's going to go on there. And if you're looking for something to do this weekend, I came across this Banff Center Mountain Film Festival World Tour. It's going to take place in Bremerton, down at the Roxy Theater. 7 to 9 diverse films, from heart-pounding escapades to beautifully narrated tales of wild places and unforgettable experiences. Sounds intriguing. So I will leave the links for all of this down below if you're interested. And that's going to conclude this weekly update. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day.